not true. Okay.
We'll see.
Their daughter is an attorney. They'll take
Sir, would you
care of
feel
it.
better if it did happen to my parents?
Hope not. Never.
I'm talking to the man who's saying, we'll see, it probably won't.
Why is Dr. Finkelstein still practicing medicine? Who reused the records?
I'd like to know, he said out of the 30,000 complaints, you had 30 physicians' license revoked, suspended. What? How long? Where? Which hospital?
How many went to jail? How many went to jail?
You know what?
He gives us this, and it's just not enough. And we are the public. You're supposed to be helping us. You're supposed to help us. And instead we get obstacles. Who else can we look to help? I don't see, and it's amazing to me that, the empathy, much less the sympathy that somebody would show. And again, the ignorance on some of these things. And these are minor things. These are rather major laws. And they're finally before the House and Senate. And nobody knows it. And I'm like, I can't believe this. And I'm looking at some of the indicators, the mortality rate per 100,000, self-inflicted injury, hospitalization rate. The numbers are up. I'm looking at your own website here. You're the fourth, the first, the third. I'm like, oh, you should be the 10th in some of these things. And it's a crime. Who's watching the store? These are you. I'm looking at an Excel sheet of, and it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You have the statistics, but what are you doing about it? Is anyone doing anything? Are you ever going to help us?
Well, you need to open up the cases that were whitewashed and that were not investigated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone on this line has had problems, and they deserve a hearing.
Well, I think some of you have had hearings, but if you send me the names and all the pertinent information, I will find out what happened.
Thank you. Thank you. So she'll look into it.
Well, you need to sit down with the family member who can point to you in the medical records exactly where the evidence is. These so-called investigations, they are unilateral. They are one-sided.
I've got to tell you something. Lawyers at the Department of Health don't do these investigations. That's not our job. We don't do it. There are other...
But you should.
Well, maybe they should, but there's other ones.
Come on. Are you listening to us? You're sitting here saying you shouldn't. They have laws now. They're trying to get the Senate, the Assembly.
Sir, stop yelling at us.
I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just expressing myself in a...
You've done that.
Well, I'm not careful enough because I'm trying to make certain that you understand our feelings.
Okay.
And sometimes if you amplify the volume, sometimes it helps.
Sometimes it just makes people not be able to listen to you. So I suggest that you give us a chance here. Now, we are out of time. We are out of time.
Okay, can I just sum up that what you're dealing with is the people go through the post-traumatic stress disorder. I went through it myself, where they're really barely functioning or unable to function because of the added grief. It's not just the grief of a loved one. It's that watching your loved one being abused or neglected or whatever the case may be, watching criminal activity, watching assault, the hospital infections, the bed sores. It's all horrible. It needs to be investigated and it needs to change. And no justice is done.
Okay,
right, we need to
agree that things need to change and that justice should be done.
Why don't we just
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, the statute of limitations has passed on a lot of these.
Well, there's no statute of limitations on homicide, and they need to be investigated as homicide.
Well, I don't think that we don't investigate homicide. You've got to get a criminal prosecutor to investigate homicide.
Now, I believe that if the Department of Health were to step up to the plate and start referring some of these cases...
We don't tell them what to do. We refer things all the time.
Not in my dad's case.
And they say there's nothing here.
Well, I'm on television. I produce my own television program. I'm on television every week with the evidence. And I think regular, normal, everyday citizens would see the criminality. So for the district attorney and the Department of Health to not see criminality is a big problem in itself. Well, that was my original question. What do you need to make a criminal offense? And we do have the laws on the books. We're just looking for law enforcement. We're looking for justice. We're looking for criminal prosecution and for our families to be compensated. And again, to prevent it from happening in the future, to act as a deterrent.
There's no statute of limitations on real case, and I have it in writing from Osmo Watson. That's what he told the hospital. They tell the family something else.
You're going to have to write to us with the specifics, and then we will try to look into them.
Do you have an email address?
I can't give it out.
Can Can you give us the correct spelling of your name?
Yes, C-O-H-N.
Excuse me, what is the zip?
Criminal law, because I was a prosecutor for many years, so I will review what I can. We're not going to have time to sit down with each family member unless we decide that something's going to happen. That is not available. It's not a function we perform here in the Division of Legal Affairs.
Marjorie, are you the Marjorie Cole that's on BAI every Monday?
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm not on any radio.
With Hamilton, because it's Marjorie Cole.
My name's Janet.
Yes.
Oh, the supposed investigator should sit down with the family member, and they should sit down with witnesses.
That's right. That's right. That is what should happen in a state.
Justice and accountability are something that is very important.
We agree that it's important, but unfortunately, we have a system of government that affords a lot of due process to people who are accused of things, and people lose their cases often when they shouldn't. And it's rough.
I would like to remind you that the sweet, precious, elderly, vulnerable people who were abused paid taxes all their lives to support the DOH.
You know what? It doesn't even matter if they pay taxes. They shouldn't be treated that way.
That's right. Hello, I agree with you there. 100%.
No one deserves that kind of treatment.
No one deserves that kind of treatment, and I'm with you 100% on.
We will be there. I will be the voice for the voiceless, and speak up for them. So these voices are not going to go away.
So send me the information. I have to hang up now.
Ms. Cohen, how long does the Department of Health keep phone calls or complaints or what have you from people?
I have no idea. I have no idea. So their records after a couple of years go into storage. They don't, I think things get destroyed after 3 years. I don't really know.
I was working with
They said 7 years. I don't know though. It depends on what it is. There's a big, long, thick book about when you can destroy records and when you have to destroy records and when you have to store records.
Well, we have records. We have all the records.
Yeah, I know.
The victim's family.
Hey, I've got to go now.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary. Hello.
Mary? Merrill?
Yes. Who's that man? Who are you?
Lou? He's remember a
Oh,
gentleman who came
Lou.
with me?
Hi, Lou.
How you doing?
That's who that was, Lou?
Yeah.
That's me. I figured she should know something about the law since she's a lawyer. What do you think?
Yep. Well, I think the purpose of this phone conference was to educate them because she's not even aware of what's going on out there.
We don't know how long she's been there.
And I didn't even give her the other 8 bills. I only gave her 2 bills.
We don't know how long she's worked there. Maybe she just started there 3 months ago.
She sounds like 2 days ago. What about 3 hours
2 days ago. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Who else is still on the line?
Margie.
I'm still here.
Marjorie. Who else? Anybody else? Hi, Connie.
Dr. Carly.
Anyway, that was a great job. That was a great job.
Yeah, I think we made an impression.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a great job.
Did anyone tape it? I thought someone was going to tape this.
Somebody was taping it.
That was typing.
Yeah, but
No, somebody's
I was under the
taping it. Don't
impression
worry
that
about
someone
it.
was going to tape it.
Yeah, somebody's taping it. You know who's taping it, Marianne.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, but somebody was
She
also
sounds like
typing.
a bureaucrat to me. This is the same crap that we've heard from all the rest of the bureaucrats. It's not our
That's why I
job.
decided to fire her up. I said, to heck with it. She's going to sit there and lie and not do anything. I'm not going to be nice to her.
And write a letter to get it. Mine's a book.
That is to yourself. Yes, better enough.
Well, I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to call and see if I can get her on the phone again. Because for me to send out a whole other package, to send another $20, $30 to somebody who's going to turn around without making a difference, I want to sit down with her in person and go through it.
Well,